I had the immense joy of spending last weekend in Israel. When I say last weekend, I literally mean just the weekend. I did the time calculations. It's about 15 hours of a flight to get there. From wheels down to wheels up, I was in the country for about 60 hours, and they got another 15-hour flight to come home. Barely touched the country, barely did anything there, but had the most amazing, intense time at a family simcha, a bar mitzvah as well. This is what we do for our families, right? We travel, we make the time, make the effort. It's absolutely beautiful. I think I even booked a special ticket on El Al because when we flew in, we didn't do this usual skim along the coast and straight into the airport. They took the long looping flight through the inland so far over the country that just on the edge of your vision, you could see the hills of Jerusalem. It was a little foggy. You couldn't quite see them very clearly, but you could just see the hills of Jerusalem. I said, this is what it's like to be in heaven. To be landing on an El Al flight, to be actually be getting off the flight is heaven for sure. To be landing in Israel, the eternal homeland of Jewish people, our homeland that we love so much, hold so dearly. And then you land in Israel with these just beautiful imagination of how wonderful things are, how good it is to be there. And then there's a certain reality that sets in that moment. You walk down the long hallway towards the customs desk, and thank God, right now, there's only one picture you have to walk past. For so many previous trips, there were so many pictures of hostages that we didn't have home yet. And now, thank God, we are just down to the final two, and may they come home very soon within our days here. We keep praying for them nonstop for their safe return of the bodies to Israel. And you get into the land, and you go to get your taxi, its own challenge as well, and you see all the stickers plastering the wall of all the fallen soldiers, of all the fallen victims of October 7th, memorialized with their most common sayings. Some saying, nothing is too hard if you want it. Some saying, I can always push harder. Some saying, I love Israel so much, I give my life for it. The memories of the fallen soldiers, memories of the fallen hostages, memories of the fallen victims of those tragic days. You drive into Jerusalem, you pass all the traffic, you pass all of the construction. The country is being half torn up, half dug up. And it doesn't quite look like the beautiful thing that you imagined in your head, but at the same time, you still harbor that deep love. You still feel, this is Eretz Kodshenu. I'm still here, I'm still special. It's the story of two Israels. The one that you long for, the one that you dream for, the one that you yearn for, and the Israel that you get, with all of its flaws, with all of its mistakes, with all of its challenges, and yet you still love it equally. In our Torah portion today, Yaakov gets not just one wife, but he gets two wives. He expects to walk up to the altar, to the chuppah, and to be given Rachel, the true love of his life, the woman he has worked so hard for, worked 7 years for, yearned for so long, and he sees when he lifts the veil the next morning that it's not Rachel, it's her sister Leah. And in time, he comes to love her as well, but he still yearns deeply for Rachel, so much so that he says, I will work another 7 years. I will stay here for another 7 years and work for you to earn her hand as well. You might have tricked me, but that's no worry. It's still worth it to stay here and to work and to push for what I want. And I think of Rachel. I think of the moment when he sees her at the well, and she's lifting that stone off the well, the stone that would take normally a dozen shepherds to lift off. She single-handedly is able to move the stone and make things happen. And I think of the pioneers of Israel who came to the country when it was swampland, when there weren't these great cities, these great buildings that we love so much now, and they made it happen. They put in the hard work, each working as hard as a dozen men to say that we will build this land, we will make this place special. And yet when we get to Israel, we realize, again, we don't always have the Israel that we love. We have the Israel that we get. But the truth is, it takes all of us together, Rachel and Leah, the Israel we love, the Israel we get, to make it a special place. It takes all of us together to make the people Israel into one complete family. The story would not be complete if we only had one of them. The story is only complete when we have both of them, and all the children that descend from them, and all of the arguments and squabbles and challenges that we'll see in the coming weeks as the brothers start to turn on each other as well. And we fall into despair again, and we rise from that as well, because that's what we do as a people. You walk through the streets and you see signs that say things completely opposite of each other. You see signs that say, Bibi is a war criminal, and you see signs that say, make Gaza Jewish again. Both sides of the spectrum. And yet we live together in the land of Israel. We work together to make the land of Israel a beautiful place. You see the different religious factions. Everyone from the most secular Jews to the Reformed, to the conservative, to the Orthodox, to the Haredim. And there are challenges and there are complications, but we live in the land together. You see people that live in Tel Aviv and love Tel Aviv. You see people that live in Jerusalem and love Jerusalem. And my God, is that like oil and water sometimes. But we know we need both cities to make Israel amazing. All those different kinds of people coming together to uplift the spirit of the nation, the economy of the nation, the culture of the nation, the religion of the nation, to make everything complete. You see the most intense debate of all, perhaps, those who love falafel and those who love shawarma. I'm not even going to get into the toppings debate, but just leave it there. Laffa versus pita, shawarma versus falafel, which is the best burger in Israel. The nation that has the most vegans on earth per capita also has the most burger places on earth per capita. Again, a nation of contradictions, a nation of opposites, but a nation united. So we live with the Israel we have. We live with the Israel we get. Yaakov learned to live with Leah, to love Leah, to have children with Leah. But he never stopped yearning for Rachel. He always worked harder because he knew that someday, with enough work, with enough effort, it was possible to make the dream happen. With enough work, with enough effort, it was possible to make the family complete. And that's why we keep working for it. We keep striving for it. We keep traveling there. We keep praying for Israel. We keep our connection deep and strong to Israel because we know through our actions, through our prayers, through our intentions, we will lift up Israel, not to the nation that it is, but to the nation that it can be. And that's our constant challenge, not because simply we are Jews, but because above all else, we are a family. We are all the children descended from that story of the two wives and the two handmaidens who came together to make many, many amazing children and all the tribes that sit here together in this room and around the world, always with our hearts, our minds, and our souls, pining for the Israel that we love. Shabbat shalom, everyone.